Let's start with a wild idea. We all know we need food, we need water, we need air to survive, right? But what if I told you there's something else, something invisible that we can actually suffer and even die from a lack of? It sounds a little out there, I know, but it might just be the most important human need we never really talk about.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Meaning. And this isn't just about surviving day to day. This is about that deep driving force that actually gets you out of bed in the morning. The thing that pushes you through all the stress and the pain. It's like this invisible engine that keeps us going when everything else is telling us to just stop.
And this need for meaning is what really separates us from pretty much every other animal on the planet. See, we don't just live. We have this built-in need to question life itself. It's this constant, sometimes nagging, but deeply human curiosity.
And it all kicks off with questions like this one, doesn't it? The kind that just pops into your head late at night when everything's quiet. It's probably the most basic, fundamental question there is.
And then it just kind of spirals from there. You start looking at your daily grind, your job, your relationships, and you start asking this. You're searching for something bigger, a reason for all the effort.
And then you get to the big one. This question, man, it cuts right to the heart of it all. We are all just desperate to feel like our existence leaves some kind of mark, that it wasn't all just for nothing.
So here's the catch. When we can't find good enough answers to those questions, this really unsettling feeling starts to creep in. We can feel empty, totally lost, even hopeless. Life can start to feel like you're just running on a hamster wheel, just a loop, over and over again, with no real destination in sight.
Now, this isn't just some philosophical debate. There's real science behind this. You look at researchers like Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who survived the Holocaust, and you see they've spent decades studying the actual, tangible effects that a sense of purpose has on our minds. And frankly, the results are staggering. And this really lays out the stakes. On one side, when you don't have a sense of purpose, it's directly linked to higher rates of depression, anxiety, and just a total lack of motivation. But on the other side, having a purpose doesn't mean your life is suddenly perfect. No. Instead, it builds resilience. It makes all the tough stuff, all the inevitable suffering in life, feel bearable.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Meaning doesn't get rid of hardship. What it does is it gives that hardship a reason. It can turn a struggle from this pointless burden into a journey that actually matters. It's the why that gives you the strength to get through pretty much any how.
But here's the crazy twist. It's a total paradox of our modern lives. We have more comfort, more convenience, more entertainment at our fingertips than any other time in history. And yet, so many of us feel more empty than ever. What's going on?
Well, it might be because comfort and meaning aren't the same thing. In fact, a lot of the time they pull in opposite directions. Comfort is all about ease, endless scrolling, quick hits of entertainment, instant pleasure. Those things fill our time, but they don't fill our souls. Meaning, on the other hand, that takes effort. It requires struggle, it needs a direction and the will to actually move towards it.
Seriously, just think about it for a second. What makes an athlete push their body to the absolute breaking point? Or an entrepreneur risk everything they have on a new idea? Why do parents constantly sacrifice their own needs for their kids? They are not chasing comfort. They are driven by something so much bigger than themselves. And that something is meaning.
Okay, so if comfort isn't the answer, then what is? This is where we flip this whole thing around. And maybe the most empowering idea of all is that meaning isn't some treasure you just find one day. It's something you have to actively build, piece by piece, with your own actions. So how do we build it? Well, you could build something, a business, a garden, a piece of art, anything. Or maybe it's about helping others, connecting yourself to a cause that's bigger than you are. You could dedicate yourself to learning and growing as a person. Or you could chase after a really hard goal that actually matters to you. See, these aren't just things to do. They're pathways to purpose. And this is so important to remember. There is no magic formula here. There is no one-size-fits-all answer. Your path is your own. What gives your life meaning might be totally different from the next person's, and that's not just okay. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. At the end of the day, what matters to you is what really matters. So let's bring this all home. Let's get to the final takeaway. Because when you strip everything else away, you're left with this one fundamental human truth, a core need that really defines our entire experience of being alive. And it really comes down to this: survival. That's just an instinct. But a life that feels worthwhile, that requires a why. Without it, life can feel pretty empty. But with it, Even the hardest life imaginable can feel rich and full.
So I want to throw this question back to you. Take a second and really think about it. What is it for you? Is it your family, your career, a creative passion you have, a cause you really believe in? I'd love to hear about it. Let us know down in the comments.
And hey, if this explainer got you thinking, do us a favor and hit that like button. It really helps us make more stuff like this. And of course, subscribe so you can join us for the next one.
We'll leave you with one last thought. Maybe the whole search for meaning isn't really about finding one perfect answer. Maybe it's about learning to live with the questions and letting them guide you toward a life that truly matters. Thanks for watching.